Inyanga that was taken for questioning is not Dlamini?
No, it's Dlamini, but it's not the one from Soweto. It's in Palm Ridge.
And Dlamini is from where?
Palm Ridge.
Yes. Yes.
Accused, the version of the accused number 2, as per my instructions, is as follows. Accused number 2 was arrested whilst he was at his place of residence in the vicinity of his employment in Rustenburg. Again, the issue of assault and torture come up again, as you also mentioned, Mtokozi was assaulted. My instructions are that accused was tortured and assaulted in order for him to make a confession in this matter.
Then again, sikhuluma ngomanga lwesibili sesisukile kunumber 1 angisho baba sesikhuluma ngonumber 2 uthi yena mangikaqole kahle uthi yena ngesikhathi aboshwa uboshwe la ahlala ngakhona endaweni labeka sebenzela khona eRustenburg ngizwisa kahle okwesibili indaba yokushaywa noma assault netorture iyaqhamuka kafuthi ngokuthi wena wathi naye umthokozisi noma umthoko washaya ngisho uthi ke yena ke isizathu sokuthi ashaywe athoshariswe ukuthi ke bekaphoqelwa ukuthi enze iconfession kuleli qala le
yena number 2
ngisho number 2
akungamele azashawe uzoshawelana ngoba ngikhona ngiyambona mina ngangikhona endlini uzoshawelana nama even after 20 years ngisangamkhomba futhi wayekhona endlini uyile besilwa naye nokusenzo
he was not supposed to be assaulted because I saw him, he was present inside the house. In fact, he's the one that myself and Senzo were fighting against.
Even after 30 years,
even after 20 years or 30 years, I can still be able to point him out. I don't doubt that one.
Sir, you're taking us backwards now. I put it to you that you only managed to point accused number 2 because you were shown his photos and you also saw him on media. You could not identify him. You could not even participate in the ID parade.
Ungibuyisela emuva ngithi mina unumber 2 kwazi nje ukuthi umkhombe ngokuthi ke uyowabona ithombe zakhe futhi umbona ku media futhi uyewahlule ukuthi umkhombe wena
ngikhuluma amanga ngimkhombe ngase ngimbona vele angaze ngimbone vele ngangayiswa nge-ID parade ukhuluma amanga ngokukhuluma kanjani.
Then if you are saying so, you are telling
ukhuluma amanga,
you are lying.
If bengisiwe ID parade ekhona benza umkhombe.
If I was taken to the ID parade, if he was present, I was going to point him out.
Sir, I put it to you that you are not honest to the court. You remember when you testified, you said Senzo was standing at the door with the alleged perpetrator. You never said you were fighting the perpetrator with the deceased. Now you're giving a new version.
The witness has always been consistent that there was a scuffle between the deceased and the second assailant, and that he also joined in. He said he assaulted the assailant with a fist. It's on record now.
Yes? Sir, remember when you said when the incident started, you ran into the bedroom and locked yourself in. Am I correct?
Uyakhumbula utheni iqala kwenzeka lesehlakalo uyobaleka la ekamereni wa-4's valela ngaphakathi. Ngabe ngikhuluma iqiniso?
Ukhuluma iqiniso. Ngingena ekamereni ngoba naku sekuphuma isibhamu.
That's correct. What you are saying is correct. I went to the bedroom because a shot rang.
And when did you come out?
Uphume nini?
Because according to what you want us to believe, you said you came out because it was quiet.
So uphume nini njengoba wena ufuna ukuthi usikholwe uthi uphume ngesikhathi sekuthulile sequiet.
Yebo, because ngezomtho bami bekhala endlini. Then ngathi ngiyavula isigaba sangavuleka. Ngavulela umthokozisi ngespoon, wathatha ispoon wangivula ngespoon leyo bedroom leyo.
Yes, I heard people crying inside the house. Then I tried opening the door. The door could not open. The door was opened for me by Mthokozisi using a spoon.
I put it to you as per my instructions that despite the accused number 2 being promised money, will not take the fall. As he was asked to, he was told to say other accused are the one who committed offense. He refused to that. He refused to make a confession. He refused the money. As per my instructions.
Ngifuna ukutshela ukuthi le instruction eqhamuka kumangalo wesibili ithini. Ungilalela kahle Tumelo. Uthi nalokho bamthembise imali ukuthi yena ke akhuluma ukuthi labanye abasolwa ngibo abayenzele leqala leli uwalile. Nalokho babe nezithembiso kuye ukuthi bazomnika imali. Nalokho bamphoqela ukuthi ayenze le confession uye wala umangalo wesibili.
Angikwazi lokho ke mina.
I don't know about
Sure mina kodwa ngithi wayekhona endlini.
So what I'm saying is that he was present inside the house. I even reiterate that even now that he was present inside the house, he even knows that. About this one of monies being paid, promises, I don't know anything because I was not there, but he was present inside the house.
My instructions are that the accused knocked off on the morning of Saturday, 25 October 2014, and he left for KZN because he was going to pay lobola for his wife.
Inkulumo ekhulunywa nguye ke uMangalala wesibili baba. Uthi ke yena ke emsebenzini la beyasebenza khona uMangalala wesibili angisho. Ushayise ngomgqibelo nge-25 sika October enyakeni ka-2014. Aqonde khona le 25 October 2014 albangise khona eKZN ngokuba wayokhokha ilobolo for intombi yakhe. Uyangizwa baba?
Hawo. Hayi. Hayi. Sikuzwa ngaye lokho.
Are we just hearing it from him?
On the day of the alleged incident whereby Senzo Mayua was fatally wounded, the accused number 2, as per my instructions, was in his hometown in KZN.
Ngilanga leli usenzo alinyazwa ngalo ahlasela ngalo yena lo mangalo sibili kuya ngeinstruction ayinikezwe ummeli wakhe yena bakale ekubo.
Hawo. Ngiqala ke le instruction yakhe mina ko instruction ngiyamtshela wayekhona ngcono na ukhona naye wayekhona endlini. Angikho instruction ngitshela yena ukhona endlini.
There's no instruction that I'm giving. I'm saying to him he was present inside the house. I'm telling him he was present inside the house.
During that time
Yes.
of the alleged incident, he spent the whole week in KZN as per my instructions. Even the police took bank statements of capital from him to show that he was in KZN when he made transactions withdrawing money from his account.
uthi-ke ngeviki lesehlakalo lolo viki lonke bekale ngakubo yena-ke namaphoyisa ezathatha ama-bank statement kuye wayebhanki leli le-Capitec ukhomba ukuthi ngempela bahangale ngakubo akhipha izimali enza ama-transactions for lo msebenzi wakhe.
Mhlawumbe into ezosiza ukuthi alethe ufakazi yena-ke noma ngokhozi manje lento ekhuluma yonke into engekho story nje asikanda.
Maybe what will assist is for him to bring forward evidence, because what he's saying does not exist. It's just a fabrication, a story that he fabricates.
I further put it to you that the police are in possession of his bank statements that show where he was. However, the police cannot use them in this case because it will destroy the state case.
Ngifuna ukutshela ukuthi amaphoyisa ayiphethe le statement zebhanki ezichaza ukuthi bheka kuphi, kodwa amaphoyisa angeke azisebenzise le statement la ngokuba ngempela nangazisebenzisa icala leli livezwa umbuso alingamosheka.
Mina ngiyaqala leyo ngiyafisa ukuba yena nabantu bakholelwe mina ngoba unamanga ayikho leyo nto ayishoyo ayikho akalethe ufakazi sibone angaqamba amanga kwi-court yena.
That is new to me. Let him produce evidence so that we can see about it.
Sikhulume ngento esiyibona angaqamba amanga sikhulume ngento esiyibona
so that we can speak about something that we see. He must just come and lie to us, always lying to us.
Sir, I further put it to you that even as per my instructions, his telephone records will show where he was on the alleged day of the incident.
Uthi futhi ke nama cell phone records wakaza akhomba ukuthi ngelanga lesehlakalo bheka kuphi yena.
Kulungile abalethe enkantolo sifuna ukubona konke lokho.
Yes, let them to be brought forward before this honorable court so that we can see everything.
I'm going to put to you the version of accused number 3.
Sesiyahamba ke manje bhuti wami siya ku number 3 asekho ku number 2 ne. Siya ku accused number 3.
My instructions are that accused number 3, when he was arrested in July 2020, he was in custody for another matter.
Uthuma ngolwesithathu ngesikhathi aboshwa ngenyanga kaJulayi nyaka ka-2020 bevela aboshiwe asesitokisini kwelinye iqala.
When the investigating officer approached him and asked him that he wants to take him his fingerprints,
ngilesikhathi lesuke umphenyi weqala eza kuye athi ke ufuna uthatha ke ama fingerprints wakhe.
the police officers also took his pictures.
Namaphoyisa kanje lathatha nezithombe zakhe.
After he agreed that his fingerprints were taken, that is when the investigating officer took out the photo of the deceased and told him that he is now charging him for the murder of the soccer star.
Ngemva ukuthi avuma ukuthi imino yakhe ithathwe kulokho kumphenyi akhipha isithombe sakhe umufi asemtshela ukuthi umthwesa iqala lokushona kwakhe umuntu odumile isoccer star.
By that time, the accused was in Johannesburg's Sun City prison.
Ngesikhathi leso yena umsolwa wesithathu bekagcina esitokisini se-Johannesburg Sun City prison.
The lead investigating officer in this matter, Kindinda, there was no identity parade with regard to him in regard to this matter. And he was with the lady when they charged him. They took photos of him, took measurements of him, took off all his clothes to check for tattoos.
Uthi ke umphenyi waleqala leli ke yena ke uGeninda azange ube ne-ID parade eyenziwa mayelana naye okhona kwathatha ithombe zakhe wasekhulunyiswa impahla kubhekwa amathathu phela ke emzimbeni wakhe.
The head of the prison was not present, and it was around 4 p.m.
Then umphathi wejele noma head of prison bakangekho then beyinkathi zaka-4.
Which prison is it?
Johannesburg prison, The justice is known as Sun City. Hence, we argued that this matter, it was taken from Johannesburg jurisdiction to Pretoria jurisdiction. And we still maintain that in that sense he was kidnapped from Johannesburg prison to Kosimampu maximum prison.
Yes.
They took his DNA end of June or early July.
Base bathatha i-DNA yakhe makuphela inyanga kaJune noma semaqala leya kaJuly.
They did not tell him why they are doing all of this.
Azange bamchazela ukuthi kungani benza konke lokho abakwenza kuye.
When they took the DNA,
Ngesikhathi bathatha ulibofuzo noma yona i-DNA,
that's when before they will charge him. When they took the DNA, they only said they're going to compare fingerprints with other sins.
ngesikhathi ke bathatha le DNA bathi bayocomparisha ama-fingerprints nokunye.
When he was charged about this murder of soccer star, the accused told the IO that he doesn't know him or doesn't know who he was, referring to the soccer star.
Ngesikhathi bamthwesa icala ngaye lo mdlalo webhola udumile uye watshela umphenyi wecala ukuthi akamazi futhi akazi lutho ngaye lo mdlali.
And he never came across him before.
Futhi akazange adibane nangaphambilini.
And I insisted to him, say, look properly.
Then lo mphenyi wecala wasatshenzela amtshela athi bhekisisa kahle.
My further instructions are that when they arrested him, the lead investigative officer with his colleague, they were told him that there was a case they were investigating.
Uthi ngesikhathi bambopha ke lo mphenyi wecala anozokwabo bamtshela ukuthi ke kuneqala kade baliphenya.
In which there was a shooting between the police and the suspects.
La bathi khona kube khona ukudubulana phakathi kwamaphoyisa nabasolwa.
My further instructions are that they even checked his teeth to check if he had gold. He then showed them and told them that he doesn't have gold.
Uthi futhi baye babheka amazinyo akhe babheka ukuthi ngabe unalo igold uyabatshela ukuthi akanayo igolide.
The police kept on showing him the picture. That is when, after a while, he realized that they recognized that person, the deceased, as a soccer player.
Uthi ke amaphoyisa aqhubekela phambili soloko ambonisa lesithombe ngemva kwesikhathi ke wakade nakwazi ukukhona ukuthi lo muntu umdlalo webhola.
That's when Kininda told him that they are now charging him with the matter of Senzo Meiwa.
Ngalesikhathi leso Kininda wasemtshela lokho athi angumphenyo ongaphambili lithi investigator athi bamthwesa iqala ngokushona kwakhe uSenzo Meiwa.
I further put it to you that accused number 3 never had short threats by the time when the alleged incident happened, according to my instructions.
Ngifuna ukutshela futhi ukuthi ngesikhathi kwenzeka lesehlakalo lesiyena uma ngalawo wesithathu benganawo ama-short threats ngesikhathi kwenzeka lesehlakalo baba.
Ngikwazi ke.
I don't know about that.
Ngikwazi kodwa ngaziduma ngenwayifaka isigqoko nama-threat.
What I know is that he was wearing a hat and then he had dreads.
The first time you saw the accused, that is when the investigating officer came to you and showed you.
Before we go there, you say what you know is what?
He was wearing a hat and had dreads.
Jacket ngathi caramel. He was wearing a hat and a jacket. It's a caramel jacket, yes.
witness self-testified, my lord.
Who is he who was wearing? I just missed that point.
Ubani lo kade agqokile?
Ilo wangena phethe isibhamu endlini.
The intruder who came inside the house in possession of a firearm.
Are you referring, which accused are you referring to?
Ukhuluma ngaphi umsolo noma umangalelwa?
Lo akhuluma ngayo Thobani athi Mr. Thobani athi wayengena threat. Because endlini umuntu wangena ne threat wayephethe isibhamu.
The one that advocate Thobani is referring to that he did not have any drugs because the intruder who came inside the house, he had drugs and then is the one who was in possession.
Among the accused before court, are you referring to any?
Kulaba mangalela laba bakhona lenkantolo ukhona oqondisele inkulumo kuyi. Ukhona umshoyo.
About threats.
Unama threats.
Ukuthi wena Mr. Thobani court yonke angimbonanga kahle yena lo threat. Yes, angimbonanga ebuso bonke ngambone efaka isigqoko enama threat, efaka ijacket. Angibonanga ubona ubuso bonke kahle.
Okay. The thing is my
umuntu angamboni lo umuntu.
Okay. The thing is that my lord, this intruder, I could not see his face entirely. The only thing that I could see is that this jacket that he was wearing, also the hat that he was wearing, and also the dress. The one that I managed to see clearly is this tall one.
So you are saying among the intruders there was one wearing a hat and who was also sporting dress.
Yes.
And you did not see that person clearly.
Yes.
And so that even among the accused or within this courtroom, there is nobody you can point to as the one who was sporting a hat and dress.
Can
you interpret that?
As the court pleases me, lalake Nkosi yami uqhaza ukuthi ke lo muntu lo wena ngendlela uqhaza ngakhona azange umbone kahle ebusweni, just ubona umuntu bekagqoke isigqoko futhi onama dreads nikibo laba bakhona la phakathi kwale nkantolo bangaba mangalo nowasela akekho ongakwazi ukumkhomba kibo ukuthi nguye impela lo. Uzulu mbuzo.
Yes, ngikwazi ukuthi wemfishane lizwa ngithi angimbonanga kahle ebusweni yena because ubekaphethe isibhamu.
Okay,
so bengikhona ngimbuke nje.
As I'm saying, my lord, I could not see him clearly. What I know is that in build he was a bit shorter, and then I could not have looked at him properly because he was in possession of a firearm.
Yes.
The Lordship, let me not take it up the mountain when he's limping already. Let me go straight to the version of accused number 4.
Yes.
My instructions are that accused number 4 was arrested in prison when the police came and took pictures of him.
Umangalo sini ukuthiwa uboshwe ejele ngesikhathi amaphoyisa eza athatha ithombe zakhe. I don't know him. I've never seen him before.
I just want to finish this sentence and I'll rest my case, Your Lordship. He was arrested after he was firstly approached by a correctional services head who told him that there was someone who said was his sister and asked the officer to look after him as her brother, and he had front gold teeth.
uthi yena uye waboshwa ngemva ukuthi lo mphathi noma umkhulu wamajele oyeweza kuyo wamtshela ukuthi ukhona umuntu okuthiwa udodo wabo uye wamtshela ukuthi makambheke kushiwo sona lesiboshwa lesi and then bheka namazinyo lawo wegold ngaphambili.
Accused number 4 told the officer that he doesn't have gold teeth and he never had one before in his life. That is when the officer left. I apologize for that, sir.
Uye watshela lo mphathi wejele ke ukuthi yena akanawo lamazinyo egold ngaphambili futhi akazange abe nawo ngesikhathi ke lo mphathi wejele noma ke lo ngaphezulu ejele ahamba. Ukhona ufuna ukuphawula ngalokho noma hayi ukho into oyiphawula?
Hayi, angaze ngimbone njengoba ngisho angaze ngimbone.
I have never seen him before.
No further questions, Your Lordship.
My Lord, I think it's supposed to be re-examined by the state.
Do you want to re-examine now?
No, I think after all the cross-examination.
There you are. Are you ready?
My Lord, can we resume after the long adjournment? After the resume.
We'll adjourn for lunch.